What's going on, guys? My name is Cap,
I'm Francis.
and welcome to the very first episode of Whatcha Watchin. We had this idea over the period of 2020.
Worst year ever.
Yeah, we all know what happened then, where me and my buddy Francis here, we just started talking to each other over the phone.
Because, half the world, not even half, more than half the world, that was the only way we could talk to each other.
And we just started talking about random shows we were watching over the period. We just decided, because some of the stuff that we were coming up with was actually funny, and we just kind of decided, why don't we just record this?
It was mainly football and wrestling.
It was mainly football, wrestling, but there was other stuff too. There was a little bit of everything, to be honest with you. Video games, anime.
Lots and lots of anime, which is what the first thing we're going to be talking about today.
But essentially what this show is basically just that conversation you have with your best friend over stupid nonsense.
Yeah, literally for over a year plus now, Cap and I, it's like a nightly ritual for me to just call up Cap on my phone and just talk about, mostly it's about a new show I'm watching or a stupid movie and get his thoughts on it because he's the film major. If it's not that, it's usually talking about life, but it's mostly about movies and TV or sports. And we decided we have so much fun on the phone, we might as well just bring it to this platform.
Yeah. This is what it is, man. It's just two friends getting together, broing out, talking about stupid nonsense.
Two bros sitting in a game chair.
So anyway, let's dive into the first episode. Francis, I have a question for you.
Lots of people do these days.
Do you like anime?
I've been called a filthy degenerate weeb since freshman year of high school. I have several figurines scattered across my bedroom, an entire drawer full of manga, several Dragon Ball, Bleach, and Gurren Lagann merchandise in my room, including t-shirts, posters. I have 3 different anime streaming accounts. So, yeah, I think it's safe to say I'm a bit of an anime guy.
Yeah, as you can see, Francis is definitely an anime guy.
I've been an anime fan long before I even knew what anime was. Back when I was 4 or 5, and I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And Digimon and Dragon Ball before I even knew that was animation from Japan.
Yeah, those Saturday nights in front of Toonami far before either one of us ever had friends.
Yeah, speak for yourself. I'm sorry.
Just me in that camp. Cool, awesome, got it. But anyway, we're both anime fans.
Me more than you.
Yeah, you are definitely more of the anime aficionado of the two of us.
I'm sure there's still someone out there who says I have absolute garbage taste, and I won't refute them, but I'll just counter with, it's my garbage, man. It's my garbage.
I'm definitely much more basic when it comes to
You really are.
Yeah, I really am.
90% of what this guy likes involves card games.
Okay, you didn't.
Some of them on motorcycles.
Okay, you didn't have to come out and say it on the first episode, but yeah, I'm definitely more basic.
The first step to solving a problem is admitting you have one.
Okay, all right, yeah, just call out the host immediately.
I'm technically the host too. I feel like I can do that.
Fair enough. But anyway, I've decided over the past year to sort of branch out from the usual Dragon Ball Z, usual Saturday night Toonami stuff. And I've had my good buddy Francis here helping me do that. So I'm just going to come out and say it. Francis.
Yeah.
What you watching?
Well, what I was watching is the show that you were just watching, and that is 86.
Yeah, 86. It's a show that we just started today. Actually, a really cool show. We watched the first 2 episodes of it. We're going to give it a brief review on this episode, and we're just going to keep following that until the end of this season.
And keep in mind on this show, it's not going to be strictly about anime. I have an entire list of terrible movies on my phone that he's been helping me build. So you can probably, Just
When when those episodes come out and we have to talk about terrible, terrible movies such as Beverly Hills Chihuahua or the Warwick Davis Leprechaun movies, yeah, there's no one particular person to blame. You can actually just like yell at both of us for that.
I will promptly like send you to a Twitter account that isn't mine.
But anyway, let's get on to the topic at hand. Let's talk about '86. Francis, give the brief rundown of this show.
86 begins like in a post-World War, post-apocalyptic, well, not post-apocalyptic, but definitely like post-World War dystopian future, which in anime might be the storytelling equivalent of It Was a Dark and Stormy Night.
It was absolutely a dark and stormy night. This is a post-apocalyptic future, and essentially, it is a city that's still at war.
Not totally post-apocalyptic. Like people still go to their day-to-day lives. It's a society where the only people who thrive are these people with white skin, blue eyes, pale hair, and while the normal looking people are discriminated against and shuffled away into District 86. The 86, as it were, are forced to pilot these robots called juggernauts against the country they're currently at war against. And they have unmanned juggernaut robots called Legion, which is actually a much more badass name.
It's actually a so much better name.
Legion and Juggernaut. I just realized they're both named after two different X-Men villains.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I hate that it took me that long to realize that.
Alright, so opening up the episode, we meet, obviously, our main characters. One of them being the 86 pilot, codename Undertaker.
Gong. Not the Undertaker, just Undertaker. He's your typical, like, hero, post Gundam Wing Hero Yui broody edge boy.
Yeah, every time you see him, he just looks like the beginning of Boulevard of Broken Dreams is gonna play.
Like, he walks a lonely road, the only road that he has ever known.
Don't know where it goes.
But it's home to him and he walks alone.
Da-da, da-da, da-da.
Yeah, Edgelord National Anthem. He just sits alone, very quiet, keeps to himself, and he's really, really good at killing things.
There isn't much about him revealed just yet because again we've only watched the first 2 episodes of it, but
apparently like the Alba military is the one who's overseeing them, and Undertaker has a nasty habit of causing all of their handlers to either quit or kill themselves, or sometimes both.
Yeah, so essentially he is a rogue pilot that doesn't play by the rules.
But god damn it, is he good at his... But god damn it, at the end of the day, you get results, McLean.
Oh my god, you're going to hear a lot of jokes like that, folks.
You're going to hear a lot of references, which apparently makes you evil unless you're Shrek.
Yeah, it does. So while that's going on and he's doing all the, the actual fighting and stuff like that, his group receives a new handler.
The female lead, Major Vadalina Milze, or Lena to her friends.
For the sake of the show, we're just going to call her Lena.
That's what everyone else does. Although I do think Vladilena is an awesome name.
And she seems to be the only member of the Alba who realized that, hey, what we're doing to the 86 might actually be wrong.
She's the typical, like, rich girl who, like, wants to be more politically active and won't abide by society and is like a rabble-rouser. Well, not like a rabble-rouser, but she wants to change the world, and she's spoiled sweet and has a heart of gold and can't stand to see people being mistreated, even though her entire life she's been told that's the way things are, which I'm sure there's a reason for because we know her dad is dead by the end of the show, so that's probably a lesson he taught her. And when she reaches out to the military unit of the 86 that she's overseeing, right off the bat you can tell, like, yeah, no, they don't buy it.
Yeah, no, they are very on their guard when it comes to Lena, which God, I really couldn't tell you why. Everybody else has just been so wonderfully nice to them. By the way, for all of you who don't understand sarcasm, that was sarcasm.
I mean, like, just in episode one alone, they go so out of their way to display just how over the top, evil, and incompetent the Alba military is. Like when Lena walks into work, there are guys getting drunk, and they have this big, beautiful statue in their hallway, and they're just throwing beer bottles in it, and they're like, "Oh well, we don't need to do anything. We'll just have the 86 do it."
We just got the 86 doing all of our work. I mean, we can basically say that this is just like the most blatant display of, there's no other word around it, racism that anyone has ever
keep
seen.
in mind, it's that, and also they said multiple times, yeah, no, we've practically won this war. Like in another 2 years, the Legion robots will surrender and victory will be ours. So might as well get our party on now.
Yeah, they might as well just start partying, despite the fact that nobody in the Alba community has actually done much of anything.
I mean, they're rich.
Or anything at all, period. Honest to God, I just want to because there's not a lot explained in these 2 episodes, to be perfectly honest with you. It's only the first 2 episodes. We just started everything. We're still just getting used to everyone. But overall, I actually really like this show.
It's similar to a bunch of other, like, mech sci-fi anime that I've seen that I'll get to in a moment.
I think that has a lot to do with the fact that I like this show, is the fact that I'm not that deep into anime, but I absolutely love mech anime.
I can tell.
What can I say? I'm a sucker for giant robots.
These aren't like your typical giant robots, though. Instead of being like humanoid shaped, like Optimus Prime or the Megazord,
they are literally spiders.
They're spiders. They're scorpions. They're arachnids. They're Robo Spider arachnid tanks.
Yeah, they're Robo Spider arachnid tanks, which is just awesome. By the way, there's just a scene in the second episode where this guy just drifts.
Yeah, like he's fighting the enemy, and he's like, and our main boy Undertaker's like, "There's not enough time," and he just drifts his robot like it was a Fast and Furious movie, and I'm like, "What? What?"
Fast and Furious 86. Instead of cars, they're driving spider tanks.
Don't give them ideas. You know they do that.
Oh, I'm surprised they haven't done it already, to be perfectly honest with you.
They'll do anything. They'll do anything.
They will. They will do anything.
They went into space the last one.
Yeah, they did. But overall, I really like the show. I'm definitely like interested to keep watching it.
Okay, again, like we've said multiple times, I'm the anime guy as a part of this two-man duonomy. That's not a real word, so like if anyone can think of a better word to sum that up.
You're the anime man of this duo.
Nah, that's Joey Kazinger, and I don't want to step on his toes. No. Coming from a guy who's seen a lot more anime, I've definitely seen this premise done before. Like in Code Geass and Gundam and some other sci-fi I've seen. I've definitely seen the premise of, we're going to, in Code Geass especially, because like the premise of this is eerily similar to Code Geass, where like, we're going to discriminate against the non-fortunate enough, like the non-rich, the downtrodden, and we're going to revoke everything from them, right? Their ethnicity, their land, right? We're not even going to call them people. We're going to designate them as numbers, and then they're going to like either bow to us or die. That is very Code Geass.
It's a very, very classist rank society.
Yeah, society. Yeah.
That thing we live in.
Yes, we do in fact live in a society. But it's Code Geass, the whole focus on war, the dichotomy of, I'm sure I'm using that word wrong too, but the whole focus of war and what it does to a person and how there's only so much fight in you, and like the intertwining between the upper class and the lower class learning from each other, and the inevitable romance that we all know that we're going to get. That's very Gundam and Code Geass to me. And granted, like, just because I've seen that before,
it doesn't mean it's a bad
thing. It doesn't
thing.
take anything away from the show. It's just like, yeah, I've seen that before, so I'm looking forward to see if they have anything new to shake it up.
But it feels like all the elements are there for a really good story, because just because this story has been done before in other anime or other shows in general, other pieces of media in general, it doesn't mean that it's like a bad thing.
Well, no, absolutely. Like, it's not groundbreaking in any way, shape, or form, but like I was entertained watching it, so it's doing its job.
Yeah, no,
At
I had a
least.
great time watching it, and I'm definitely looking forward to keeping the series going.
Yeah.
So I think that about wraps it up. Thank you guys for listening to our first pilot episode of Watchin. Please keep up with us as we got a lot more to bring. We got a lot more to talk about, and we really hope you guys keep listening. So, yeah, I'm Cap.
I'm Francis.
Peace.